good, y'all? So in this video, I'm gonna be reacting to ZV, Kendrick Lamar's most diabolical diss. So I reacted to the full album. If you're interested, go and check that out. Okay, this is my second album reaction. I thoroughly enjoyed it, thoroughly. So, like I said, go check that out if you're interested. But yeah, he did make some disses. Okay. Other times, I feel like he was just name dropping and just being honest about how he felt about something. Um, so I'm interested in what he's gonna say is his most diabolical diss because he had a lot to get off his chest. Okay, he was talking his ish. That's all I'm gonna say. It's too early to curse. Anyways, let's get into it.
A surprise album today called GNX. Now, we're not gonna sit here and dissect all things that might be disses, might not be disses. Instead, I'm gonna tell you about one diabolical low-key diss that Kendrick just did. You see, in Kendrick Lamar's album that he just released, listen to this closely, he has a song called The Heart Part 6. But that's a problem, because Drake released a song called The Heart Part.
And he released a bunch of bull crap. Oh, God. It was a song full of lies. A song full of, I don't even know what that was, to be honest. It was like a defense song. It was disgraceful. So we had to put that out of our memory and we replaced it with this one, okay? This one was, like I said in my go watch the video to see what I said about it. You know what I'm saying?
Part 6. Now let's go back a little further, but what do we have so far? Kendrick released The Heart Part 6. Drake before him released The Heart Part 6. But before Drake, Kendrick released something called The Heart Part 5. In fact, Kendrick Lamar also has a The Heart Part 4, 3, 2, and 1. I don't know why I didn't say 1, 2, 3, 4. But anyway, this is Kendrick Lamar's thing. Right. And most rappers have a thing. And their thing is sacred. For instance, Drake's thing is his AM/PM series that he's done throughout his whole career.
Talk about it. What did
a rapper's thing? Them's fighting moves. For instance, when Young Thug said, "I'm gonna call."
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure y'all know if y'all kept up with the beef, but the the timestamp records and 616 in LA. Kendrick did it, okay, and he did it well. That song, everybody sleeps on that song. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like people forget that was like part of the catalog of disses. You know what I'm saying? That literally was the like segue into the Meet the Grams, the warning that you got somebody out here that's not loyal to you, and because of that, I'm about to drop the same day you drop, and I know what you said in the song.
6. Lil Wayne's thing is the Carter. Lil Wayne said, "Don't do that." And since Young Thug's quite unique, he responded by saying, "And what you gonna do about it? I love your music, and I'm a huge fan." Lil Wayne said, "Are you dissing me?" Let me stop getting distracted. I explained this beef in a YouTube video, but anyway, Kendrick's thing, huge, but Kendrick Lamar came out with a diss song first called 616 in LA.
I'm sorry, I didn't let him get to it. I didn't let him get to it, my fault.
Hey, does that look familiar? Remember, that's Drake's thing. That's all about the tie-in right here. Drake decided my revenge is gonna be to take your thing then, Kendrick. But remember, Kendrick is a diabolical supervillain. Kendrick said,
super villain.
"What are you talking about?" Drake said, "The Heart Part 6, I'm taking your series." Kendrick said, "I don't agree." Drake said, "No, that don't make sense." Kendrick said, "Sure it does. I'll just make a song called The Heart Part 6. Drake said, "No, I made a song called The Heart Part 6. Kendrick said, "I don't agree." Basically saying Kendrick just didn't acknowledge Drake's diss track.
Because it was terrible, like I said. Okay? Sometimes you just have to be honest with yourself.
Drake's version, listen closely. He don't even talk about Drake. He's just continuing his series as normal, as if nothing happened. Now to all my OCD folks, I ain't forget about you. Drake had a problem. All right.
I got stuck because what? This is where the video ended. Like, is there more? Anywho. So, yeah. I loved seeing The Heart Part 6. And I loved that, you know, most of the albums are introduced with the heart, you know, the heart part, whatever. And it's like the precursor to the album always. And it's usually released like maybe a week or two before. And then we're like, oh, we're getting an album. We know we're getting an album. And this time it was just on the track list. And that was beautiful because it was also like, it was shocking. But onto like the subject content on the song, he went into the creation or the development of TDE, the core four, I believe. I know SZA was there sometime very early on, but I feel like it started with them four. Whatever, the core four. He mentions TDE Punch, the Top Dog. He mentions Dave Free, and he just goes very in depth into the whole thing. And then basically at the end, is talking about how his selfishness or his desire to move on killed Black Hippie, and there was some type of fallout. There was pride here and there. People didn't want to apologize, whatever, whatever. And that is like that is usually not even necessary, like just to get over your egos and pride and if you really value a relationship, to apologize. But I just feel like it's very interesting that he chose that song to say it, where in the beef, Drake was trying to act like Top had an issue with Kendrick. Kendrick had an issue with Top. Dave Free was was Whitney's baby daddy. And that everything wasn't as close as it was. And he took this time on this song to basically say, I love all my people. He said, that's what he said, basically, okay? Like, just go listen to the song. It's deep. It's great. But yeah, that did. That was a diss. That was a diss. And it's really interesting because in my album reaction, I was like, I hope y'all don't. It was on Whacked Out. I said, hope y'all don't try to make everything Drake diss. Like, not everything is about Drake. Da, 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 da. I ain't gonna lie. Not all of it was about Drake. There's plenty of times it was about Drake. Plenty of times it was about Drake. And something interesting with doing like album reactions, I'm talking a lot. You can, if you don't want to listen, like, thanks for being here until this point. But what's interesting is, like, obviously album reactions are first listens, first reactions. But as I continue to listen to it, I catch more stuff, and I'm like, oh dang! First of all, I missed hella shit. I missed a lot. I missed little jabs and whatever. Even like on Whacked Out when he said something about, basically if the money got into the hands of a crash out, that could have led to some type of burden on his family, whatever. And I think I just skipped past it. I don't remember, to be honest. It was an hour and a half reaction. But it's just so layered. And then I remember that was because Drake put money in the street to try to get information about Kendrick. But somebody could have tried to off him or his wife, girlfriend, whatever. And I say all this to say is that as I continue to listen to it, it just gets better and better, more depth, more understanding, and I'm really, really, really messing with it. Anyways, enough talking. Y'all like, come subscribe, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, and I will see y'all in the next one.